The Dallas Cowboys entered this offseason with a sense of cautious optimism. After a few years of middling moves and questionable decisions, it felt like the organization was ready to shake things up, to prove they were serious about competing at the highest level again. But when the experts started grading their moves, the overall reception was, well, underwhelming. One prominent NFL analyst didn't hold back, handing the Cowboys a grade of C for their off-season efforts, which placed Dallas near the bottom of the league rankings, right around 30th out of 32 teams. That's not exactly the glowing review fans were hoping for. Even without factoring in tiebreakers, they only ranked a little higher, tied for 26th alongside franchises that have been struggling like the Commanders, Jaguars, Steelers, and Panthers. Only the Falcons and Saints ranked worse. That paints a picture of a team that, at least in the eyes of some experts, didn't do nearly enough to improve or address key weaknesses. But grading a team's offseason is never just about the grade itself. It's about what that grade tells you about the vision, the risks taken, and the future trajectory. And with the Cowboys, that story is complicated. The biggest headline move was the trade for George Pickkins, a wide receiver known for his contested catches and deep threat ability, who was seen as a perfect fit alongside CeeDee Lamb. Pickkins is an outside receiver who stretches the field, while Lamb offers versatility inside and out, creating a dynamic duo that could give defenses serious headaches. On paper, it looked like a smart, targeted move. The analyst who graded the Cowboys even said it was a perfect move on paper, highlighting how Pickkins' skill set complements Lamb's and fills a glaring need at the second wide receiver spot. That said, there were warnings. Pickens' former team, the Steelers, and their coach Mike Tomlin apparently decided they had had enough of him, which raises red flags about his locker room presence or consistency. The suggestion was that this could be a one-year rental, a gamble that might pay off in 2025, but with caution about signing him to a long-term deal just yet. This kind of wait-and-see approach reflects the balancing act the Cowboys are attempting. They want to upgrade their receiving core without committing heavily if the fit or attitude doesn't align perfectly. It's a risk worth taking. Many would argue, given the potential upside. If Pickens clicks, he's a huge boost. If not, the Cowboys haven't burned bridges with a long contract. Moving beyond the receivers, the offseason started with an even bigger question mark: the coaching search and the eventual hiring of Brian Schottenheimer as the new head coach. This was a sore spot for many fans and analysts alike. The hiring process itself felt rushed and limited, with only 4 candidates seriously considered: Kellen Moore, Brian Schottenheimer, Leslie Frazier, and Robert Saleh. Of those, 2 were seen more as symbolic interviews to satisfy the Rooney Rule rather than genuine contenders. Most notably, Kellen Moore never even received a second interview before the Cowboys decided on Schottenheimer. This raised serious doubts about how thorough the search really was. Many hoped for a deep, transparent process that would bring in the best candidate, but what we got seemed more like a quick decision, settling on someone with a solid offensive background, but still very much an unknown head coach at the NFL level. There's reason to believe in Schottenheimer's potential, though since taking over, he's shown positive signs, and the offense has looked promising under his guidance. However, the uncertainty remains. No one really knows how he'll perform when the pressure mounts week after week, especially given the lofty expectations in Dallas. The Cowboys themselves must be weighing this carefully, unsure if they've hit the jackpot or if adjustments will be necessary. The question for fans is, how confident are you in Schottenheimer? On a scale of 1 to 10, where do you place your trust in this young coach's ability to lead the franchise back to championship contention? Another significant piece of the puzzle was the extension of defensive tackle Osa Odigizua, who signed a 4-year deal averaging $20 million per year, with a hefty portion fully guaranteed. In a defensive tackle market that's been heating up, this was seen as a smart move. Odigizua ranked impressively high in pass rush win rate in 2023. Though his numbers dipped a bit in 2024. Despite that, he remains firmly in the top tier of pass-rushing defensive tackles, arguably within the top 15. This extension, while costly, was likely necessary to keep a key piece of the defense intact. Alternatives were limited, and other defensive players expected to be available demanded high prices as well. So looking back, locking Odigizua down was a prudent decision, one that provides stability on the defensive front for the foreseeable future. When it comes to the draft, the Cowboys' strategy drew mixed reviews. The 12th overall pick was used on a player named Booker, which some critics saw as poor positional value given his projected draft stock. While Booker was not expected to last past the mid to late first round, it seemed the Cowboys had explored trade down options, but ultimately weren't satisfied with the offers they received. Instead of settling for less value, they took the player they rated highest on their board. The draft also included the selection of Donovan Ezeraku in the second round, a pick that garnered significant praise. Ezeraku was projected by many as a first-round talent, and analytical models forecasted high sack numbers for him, making him a promising addition to the defense. Other picks like Jaden Blue in the 5th round and Shamar James drew a variety of opinions. Blue was seen as a good value pick, bringing explosiveness to the team, though not expected to carry a heavy workload. James was a bit of a reach, according to some, but still filled a linebacker spot that the Cowboys needed depth in. Overall, the draft was solid, if not spectacular, landing the team somewhere between a B+ and an A- in terms of quality and potential impact. The one area where criticism hit hardest was the running back position. The Cowboys made a notable change by swapping out Rico Dowell, who had a decent season as the lead back in the previous year, for a group that included Javonte Williams, Miles Sanders, and Jaden Blue. This move was seen as a downgrade by many analysts, who pointed out that Dowell's performance, especially after contact, was better than anything Williams or Sanders had shown in recent years. There's hope that Williams can bounce back, but concerns remain about whether the group as a whole can carry the load effectively. Jaden Blue offers explosiveness but isn't projected to be a workhorse back, so questions about consistency and durability remain. The Cowboys also made a trade for linebacker Kenneth Murray Jr., which drew some criticism for the financial burden it added. The trade involved swapping late-round picks, but also came with a significant cash commitment of $7.5 million. And it's uncertain whether Murray will be willing to take a pay cut to ease that burden. Murray had a rough previous season, ranking near the bottom in run-stop-win rate among linebackers with a significant number of snaps. While he is still seen as a player with potential who can be fixed, his inconsistency and struggles to operate cleanly in traffic make him a risky acquisition. Despite all the criticism and the C grade, some voices argue this offseason was the best the Cowboys have had in years. The bar in Dallas has been low for quite some time. And while this may only be an A by Cowboys standards, compared to the rest of the league, it's more of a cautious B or even a C. The true test will come when the season unfolds, and all these moves either translate into wins on the field or fall short of expectations. Now, digging deeper into what this Cowboys offseason really means, it's important to recognize the complexity behind every move. On paper, some decisions look straightforward, but the reality of NFL roster construction and team culture makes it far more nuanced. Take the George Pickkins trade, for example. It's easy to get caught up in the excitement of adding a big, athletic receiver who can stretch the field and challenge defenders, especially paired with someone as talented as CeeDee Lamb. But the question remains whether Pickkins can stay focused and consistent within the Cowboys environment. Mike Tomlin's reportedly frustration with him in Pittsburgh suggests there are concerns about his attitude or work ethic. If Pickkins struggles to mesh, it could disrupt chemistry or limit the offense's potential, which would be a huge disappointment after banking on him as a major upgrade. However, if he thrives in Dallas and fits the system, it could be a key difference maker, not just in terms of talent, but in creating more space and opportunities for Dak Prescott. That delicate balance between risk and reward is exactly why the Cowboys opted for a one-year deal rather than committing long-term right away. But before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. Your support helps us keep bringing you the latest updates on the Dallas Cowboys. Feel free to share your thoughts on the news in the comments as well. There's growing tension in Dallas, and it's raising eyebrows across the NFL. Rumors are swirling that Cowboys offensive coordinator Brian Schottenheimer has officially lost patience with wide receiver Jake Ferguson, reportedly declaring, He's not playing with me anymore. This development, if true, could signal serious internal conflict within the Cowboys locker room and coaching staff. Jake Ferguson, a promising player who has shown flashes of potential, suddenly seems to be on the outs with one of the team's top coaches. Sources close to the situation suggest that Schottenheimer's frustration has been mounting for weeks, possibly due to Ferguson's performance in practice, attitude, or a clash over the play style. The exact reasons remain unclear, but the boldness of Schottenheimer's alleged statement points to a serious breakdown in their working relationship. Fans and insiders are already speculating on what this means for the Cowboys season. Schottenheimer, known for his straightforward approach and offensive expertise, may be sending a message not only to Ferguson, but to the entire team. No player is untouchable if they don't fit his vision. On the other hand, Ferguson has been considered a reliable target and an important piece in Dallas's offensive scheme, so benching or sidelining him could affect the team's overall performance. The Cowboys have been facing their share of challenges this year, and internal disagreements like this add fuel to the fire. Some insiders believe this conflict could be a turning point, forcing head coach Mike McCarthy to intervene and mediate the situation before it escalates further. Others wonder if this fallout could lead to Ferguson seeking opportunities elsewhere, either through a trade or release. While the Cowboys organization has yet to comment officially, the rumor mill is already running wild. Could this be the start of a mid-season shakeup in Dallas? Will Schottenheimer's tough stance inspire other players to step up, or will it create further division? For now, fans and analysts alike will be watching closely as this drama unfolds. One thing's for sure, the Dallas Cowboys are anything but boring right now. That's it for this update. If you enjoyed the video and want to keep receiving exclusive news about the Dallas Cowboys, please subscribe to our channel and give this video a like. We always look forward to your comments and opinions. See you in the next video.